gonna do what they say can't be done? We've got a long way to go. And it's sure. Get there, I'm eastbound up, watch a bandit run. Old Smokey's got them ears on, he's hot on your trail.
Hi there and welcome to the second video of my video guide series. Today we will take a spin in the rookie Solstice at Laguna Seca. Entering turn 1 you will be carrying a lot of speed, so it's important that your brake reference is clearly marked out. My braking point is just before the white line on the right hand side. It's easy to lock up here, so remember that the most efficient braking is always done in a straight line. I use a little trail braking as soon as most of the speed is gone, which means that I have a slight brake pressure even when turning in towards the apex. We are now in the middle of the corner, where I'm trying to rotate the car towards the next straight. Both the trail braking I used and pumping the throttle will help you with this. The line I'm using here is a little wider than normal. Exiting the corner I'm under heavy acceleration, but always have full throttle and adjust any mishaps with the steering. Entering corner number 2, it is really important you have the correct line. Use all of the track and curb before steering in. Steer in a tad later than normal but more aggressively, and aim for the big red curb on the inside of the track. Reaching the red curb you should almost hit it, and also from here you want full throttle all the way out. Into the third corner, once again the line is really important. Use all of the track and curb. Turn in where the curb starts going all white in color, and for this one don't use your brake. Just release the throttle after you have turned in. Once again aim for the inner red curb. Once again almost hitting the red curb tells you that from here on out it should be all full throttle, and just adjust with your steering. Braking point for corner number 4 is at the white line between the signs that says 3 and 2. It might seem early, but it's important that you get off the brakes in time, because when you reach the number 1 sign you should just throw in the car towards the corner. Over-rotate the car as much as you can, because when the car is pointing towards the red curb, it should be okay from there on to have full throttle through this corner. And it is really important to get all of the speed you can out of this corner, as it is an uphill straightaway after it. Corner 5 is perhaps the most important corner for a good lap time. It is also very tricky. At the number 2 sign I dab the brakes and shift down. At the white line after it I turn in. And when you turn in you should again be full throttle. Close your eyes, keep them open and hope it all works out on the exit. I aim once again to just slightly touch the inner red curb. Coming into the famous corkscrew, it's important that you remember to brake in a straight line. Since the braking area is quite bumpy and has a few elevations, it means that when you brake you are committed to that line you're using. So when you brake, make sure the car is aiming to the point where you want to turn in. Brake a few meters before the number 3 sign and feel free to use the curb on your right hand side. The turn-in point is after the number 2 sign. There are 2 ways of entering the left-hander. It's one shallow approach, as you will see in this video, and one deep. The deeper means you turn in later but more aggressively to get more height on the corner. The time difference isn't large between the two, so I use the one that I'm most comfortable with. The more you can cut to the inside of the curb, the better. Just watch out so you don't cut too much. As soon as you're over the top of the hill you have to be on full throttle again. Turn quite aggressively to your right a bit sooner than you think is needed. Adjust the balance with the steering, and a good reference is always to hit the inner curb. Exiting the corner, remember not to go all the way to the outside as you will be crossing the track before the next corner. Corner 7 is challenging. This picture basically shows my turn-in point. However, I'm still on the throttle. It's not until I can see the inner curb and the understeer coming that I release the throttle. Turn aggressively into the corner towards the curb. I don't use the brakes, instead I let the car roll towards the apex. As soon as you see the red curb on the inside, you should aim to hit it. This also tells you that it's time to hit full throttle. On the exit, let the car run a bit wide, and when exiting the curb on the outside, you should have enough speed to shift up. Braking point for corner number 8 is at the number 2 sign. Brake and shift down. When you reach the end of the curb, it turns all white in color. That's your turn-in point. Here you have to be really aggressive when you turn in the car. The car should start to slide slightly. Hopefully the slide should have slowed you down enough to hit full throttle as soon as the car is pointing towards the red curb. Adjust any mishaps on the exit with the steering, and if you hit it correctly you should be fast enough to shift up at the end of the outside curb. The last corner is easy to overshoot. Brake a few meters before the number 2 sign. Shift down, all in a straight line. Remember to be off the brakes before you turn in. The turn-in point is at the end of the outside curb before it turns white. Once again you're aiming for the red curb. When you feel the car has started to rotate towards it, you have to commit and smash the throttle. Since it's a long straightaway after this corner, all you should be thinking about is exit speed. I make a small mistake here by turning in a bit early, and that means I could not commit, and therefore I have to come off the throttle again.